A monopoly refers to a company that runs without any competition. So take for example the railway ticketing company IRCTC, right? So it has a monopoly in providing railway ticketing services. So if you have to buy railway tickets, you have to purchase the tickets from IRCTC ultimately, right? There is no other choice. So then the question comes that is monopoly good or is it bad? Well, that depends, right? If you're a customer of a monopolistic company, monopoly is going to be bad for you because lack of competition basically means that the company can dictate its own pricing terms, can get away with bad service and basically do whatever it wants, right? So imagine walking into any Sarkari office. That is a perfect example of how bad monopolies can get. But on the other hand, if you are an investor in a good monopolistic company, life can be great because you have the assurance that the company has no competition, the revenues are going to be stable, and you have the pricing power to raise the prices as and when you need them. Then the next logical question comes that if monopolies are so great, then why not every company becomes monopolistic? Well, the reality is that it is almost impossible to become a monopoly in this day and age, right? So let's think about it, right? So let's say there is a restaurant that opens in your neighborhood and starts to do well. How long do you think it will take for somebody else to open another restaurant right next to it? Not very long, right? So whenever there is an opportunity, new businesses tend to automatically gravitate towards them, and that's the reason why you will not find too many monopolies. But then if that is the case, then how come IRCTC is the only company providing ticketing services? Why not some other company out there? So that brings us to the very important point of how companies can become monopolies. So the first and the most common way of becoming a monopoly is through government support. So the government can say that, you know what, we will only allow one company to operate in this particular space because for whatever reason it is in the national interest that only one company provides this service, right? And that is exactly why IRCTC and a lot of these companies that you see here have become monopolies in their respective sectors. The second way to become a monopoly is through technology disruption that puts you way ahead of any possible competitors. Now, a great example of that is Google. So even though Google doesn't have the support of any government, it is still a monopoly in the search engine industry because the adoption of technology is so widespread that people equate searching with Googling, right? Now, apart from these two, there are several other ways that a company can become monopolistic, but the big picture is that monopolistic businesses are very interesting from very different standpoints, and they can be some great investing opportunities as well, right? So the next time when you're looking for a company to invest in, explore whether that company is a monopolistic company in its sector, and if it is, then that is definitely one big advantage in its favor.